Hi, I'm Bruce Flanagan and you're watching The Buzz on Media and Marketing. Today I have with me Peter Nguyen from Buzzmetrics. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So, tell me a bit about Peter Nguyen.
I was born in Vietnam. When I was 17, I went to Australia as a part of scholarships. I studied banking and finance and accounting.
Where at?
In Sydney University.
Sydney University?
Yeah, that was my first 3 years in Australia.
Okay.
I took a further study in MBA in finance and marketing in 2005, 2006. Started up a couple of businesses in Australia and then came back here in 2009 and started Buzzmetrics and been operating until now.
Okay, so what brought you, I know you're from Vietnam, but what brought you back to Vietnam?
Well, many reasons, but mainly the young and the growing economy of Vietnam.
Okay.
That was a time when everything was up in the middle of a very high growth period. And I'm sure you've been from observing the stock market in 2009, 2010, even though we went through almost what you call double regression, but we were in a very high growth period as well, 6.5% GDP growth annually. And there was a lot of opportunity, and that's the reason why I came back.
Okay. So when you first came back, what did you do?
When I first came back, I worked for Nielsen's.
Oh, okay.
I was leading up the management of the new division called Nielsen Watch and Nielsen Online. I did that for a couple of years, almost 2 years.
Wow.
Before I started my own business.
And your own business being Buzzmetrics?
Yes.
Okay, so you left Nielsen to start Buzzmetrics.
That's right.
Okay, so tell us about Buzzmetrics. What is Buzzmetrics?
Okay. Buzzmetrics, with the revolution of social networks, people pour millions and millions of conversations onto social networks like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. In Vietnam we have forums, we have blogs, we have even online news, also have discussions. So a large percentage of these discussions are about brand, product and services. Okay. So Buzzmetrics is technology that scan through all these social networks globally and locally. We collect all these discussions into one huge database. From here we can cut, slice, analyze the data into market research report for brands. In the old days, for a brand to understand about its consumer, they need to do a traditional market surveys in 6 cities. It takes about 2 to 3 months with a very large cost. Now we can do it in real time at a fraction of the price.
Okay, wow. And so you've been doing that for how long?
Nearly 2 years now.
2 years. And so what's the market responded to that?
Well, let's put it like this. 2 years ago when I was sending reports to Samsung, nobody cared. I mean, people didn't even look at it. Now they're asking me for data every day. The penetration of social media and social media networks in Vietnam has grown up from 13% in 2010 to almost 88% in 2013, and even higher now, especially among the young consumer group from 14 to 29 years old. So brands certainly have to do something about it. I mean, people are talking about the brands online already, and if they don't, there are a lot of bad things they have to fix, they have to adjust to, they have to listen to in order to know how to respond to that.
So how does brand listening help the brands? Oh, sorry, social media listening help the brands?
There's many benefits of a social listening. There are two primary objectives or benefits. One is they want to know the performance, what people talk about the brand, the social brand health over a period of time, so they know where the market positioning is for them from the consumer's perspective. And secondly, they need to optimize their campaigns based on the latest consumer feedback. So that's what optimization's benefits. They can listen to the consumer saying about in response to their campaigns and tweak and adjust very quickly. And achieve the campaign objective very quickly without having to rely on traditional research, which can only tell them 2-3 months down the track after the campaign has finished.
Right. So do they have like a dashboard that is constantly being updated? It's not like you send a report once a day. It's
everything is happening in real time.
Right.
So conversation is pulled onto social network. Our system collected. They will then classify whether the conversation, what they talk about, positively or negatively, and everything is happening live on a real-time dashboard, which is extremely valuable and fast for the brands to be able to respond.
Right. Wow. And so do you do advisory around that as well, or you're just providing the raw data for them to make their own decisions?
We partnering with advertising agencies, global and large advertising agencies in the industry in order to do this. So we provide the finding, we do provide the insight, and the agency would take this insight from us, and they will come up with campaigns or methodologies or strategies in order to target or help brand target their consumer better.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you said that you give each social interaction a positive or negative or neutral. How does that work?
We call that hybrid sentiment evaluation system. So the computer would capture all these consumer opinions, and then they would use a very sophisticated algorithms to detect the sentiments of the words surrounding the central keyword, which is a brand. From here, they will assign a sentiment value, which is being positive to ranging from positive to neutral to negative, and then also be able to classify what the comments is about. And then we will have a team which go in and do checkings and quick improvement on how the system classify, and from here the system will learn by itself, and then it will improve over time.
Wow. And so how big's your organization? How many staff?
When I started, our team was only 4. Now we grew to 27.
27.
Yeah.
Right.
So and a large part of that is client service team, in which we take the understanding about the brands, we listen, and then we come up with the research finding that would fit the brand's research objective. From there on, we were able to help the brands come up with the campaigns. So the client service team representing the biggest part of the team. And then there's also IT team, which, because it's a very much technology business, similar to Google, which is data aggregation business model, and also at the same time being a research house. The technology aspect of that is a majority. So our team consists of a very large number of very bright, talented developers that you can find in this country.
Wow. And so is it just in Vietnam, or you working with brands outside of Vietnam? Or?
Well, currently we are operating in Vietnam. In order to build a business like this, you need to build a panel. This panel is similar to the traditional research company, who consists of millions of conversations of people, or hundreds or thousands of forums and social network sites. To build a panel like that will take 6 to 8 months. So we have finished building the panel for Vietnam, and we are in the process of building the panel for Indonesia. So our next expansion plan will go to Indonesia, but right now we are focusing on Vietnamese market and working in conjunction with a lot of Vietnamese advertising firms to help them with the Fortune 1000 client who are based in Vietnam.
So what's been your greatest challenge in from startup to where you are now?
Over the course of my life, I'm 34 now. I have created 8 startups. So, 5 startups, 3 fails and 2 succeed. I don't think that I have been extremely successful as the way I wanted, but Buzzmetrics has been exponentially learning growth for me.
Right.
So Buzzmetrics is probably the most sophisticated thing that I have created so far, and I'm very proud of it. But over the course of 5 startups, I have built chocolate restaurant business, IT networking servicing business for small and medium-sized business. I built exchange portal to connect between investment bank and stockbroking firms, and various other ideas. So I would say this has been the most interesting so far for me.
But in doing this startup, which is no longer a startup, it's a full-fledged business now, what's been the most challenging about this business in getting it to where it is now? Yeah,
this is probably somebody who are experienced in the market research industry would be able to understand. We are a technology business, but in essence, we serve the market research industry and digital marketing industry,
Yeah.
and it is still very much a people-based business. And managing the large number of staffings, structuring it as a research house, motivating people, building a career plans for every single person in the company, that has been always been the most challenging aspect of running the business, in similar way to many other business, regardless of what type of business it is. So the people is always almost the biggest challenge, and also the most exciting aspect of the business to work with. And luckily I have tremendous learning from the time when I was working at Nielsen's, seeing the way how they structure their teams, they structure their management, they structure their compensation and remuneration structure.
Right.
It has helped me a lot. But I'm yet to learn a lot of things, and I was hoping that I would, as part of this interview, be able to connect to people who are veteran in the marketing research industry and who can help me with more opportunity and help me more with the how to grow a market research company like this.
Right. Wow, that's exciting. What do you like most about your business, your company that you've created?
Many things. The most important part is I love technology. I have always been working in technology industry.
Okay.
Creating technology that helps serve end consumer is one thing, but creating technology that help big brands to serve end consumer is somewhat more exciting to me. Our business is serving Fortune 1000 clients,
Yes.
and we in a way helping these brands to touch the hearts of millions of conversations from people, consumer, on the internet. That is something that really excites me. And you probably know digital internet and digital marketing are driving the growth of the marketing industry of this country. I am unfortunate enough to be in the trend, the digital marketing trends of the year of this century. Everyone is going digital and social in 2014, and we are in the middle of that growth.
Yes.
The second aspect is working with the people. This is a very young kind of business, and there's no precedent, so there's no experienced people in this industry, and which is something I have to create from scratch and to build. That is very exciting to me, which is an area that I have always fascinated about.
So I hear you say that people are both the challenge and the joy.
Yes.
Ah, that's great. That's great. How much do you think being born in Vietnam and then studying and spending time studying and working in Australia helped you to bring you to this point and contribute to what you're doing now?
Well, my entire life I have very been business driven, and driven by the desire to succeed. I learned and have been inspired by a lot of large business icons like Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, Michael Dell, people who were at the forefront of the internet boom at the time. And these people are the story of people who are at the right moment, right space, at the right time. But those, when the opportunity are presented, they don't come easily. They are easily captured by the one who are most prepared. So the one who are most prepared are the one who have continuously developed themselves in terms of people, business, technical skills, and personal development skills. They have been continuously investing in building networking, meeting new peoples. They continuously invest in building relationships and friendships. So being both overseas and being both local helped me tremendously in that. I can't do very well what I have done if I was not a Vietnamese. Most of my clients are Vietnamese, but yet the being exposure overseas and the way the Western companies are structured and the way they operate, both come together and help me to succeed at the right moment, in the right space. So if I have any suggestion or recommendations for anybody who want to start up in media, that is two things. That is keep learning and then be prepared.
Keep learning and be prepared. That's powerful. That's good. So, where do you see your company in the next few years? I mean, I normally ask people, 5-10 years, but you've only been going a bit over 2, so it might be a bit hard to see 10 years away. So, where do you see the company developing or going in the next few years?
We are discussing integrations, a stronger integration between my business and other digital services or digital technology services in the industry.
Right.
So in the next couple of years, this integration, I would like to see this integration become a lot stronger.
Okay.
Will become an integral part of a digital marketing ecosystem.
Yes.
And after that, we go regional, to be able to serve the Fortune 1000 clients better, because most of these companies are multinational corporations, and they also be able to compete with larger technology platforms that are currently global.
Right.
So through 3 years down the track, that's regional plan, and after that, I don't know where, but I'll take it as it go.
Yeah, sure. So you say your target or your customer is a Fortune 1000 company. So how many of Vietnamese companies would in your portfolio?
Well, my clients, in order to afford social listening, they tend to be large corporations, large enterprise. So in Vietnam, we only have a few who, and they have to be B2C business.
Right.
So this business, you can name only a few. So like for example, in telecom industry, we have Viettel mobile phones. In retail business, we have Saigon Co-op, we have Big C, Metro. In services business, we have CGV, cinemas, BHD. And in education business, we have IMIT, BIS, international schools. The one that are in general, B2C, having multiple networks or locations, and they are serving millions of consumers. And that's when they need to listen to what people are talking about themselves online. We wouldn't be suited to a business that are B2B, for example, a construction company or cement, or anything that is related to servicing other businesses, because nobody talks about all that.
Right. Do you measure LinkedIn? Is that part of, you listen on LinkedIn?
Yeah, but LinkedIn is very much a professional network.
Yes.
They don't talk about products as much.
Right.
So LinkedIn is very special. It contains information about companies, for example, from a recruitment perspective.
Okay.
So we don't really gear toward listening to
Right.
LinkedIn, but we are also collecting LinkedIn discussion as part of doing our panel.
Right. Yes. Great. So if you think about giving advice to some young people, I mean you already have, but if you're talking to some young people who want to enter specifically your industry, your market, what would you say to them?
Well, start right away.
Right. Don't wait.
Simply because 2014 is a year of high growth, exponential growth for digital marketing. Digital, currently we're having about 90 million people in this country. Out of that, about 35% internet penetration rate. We have about 35 million internet users. These are representing a huge market for a lot of business who wants to go digital. I mean, in 2008, I only see one digital agencies, digital marketing agencies. In 2013, this number has grown up to over 400.
Right.
And all the large marketing companies both have digital department as well as social marketing department. So I've seen a lot of friends of mine who start in this business and digital marketing industry and do really well quickly. The key is to be, like I said, be prepared, be patient, be persistent, and always ready for the opportunity to come.
So as you look at the ecosystem of the digital marketing in Vietnam, do you see is it immature? What challenges are in that whole space? Because you you're providing a service to other digital marketing companies, not just the brands, right? So working with agencies, so you probably have a unique perspective on that.
I think we have been very advanced to be honest, I have met a lot of overseas partners and who are quite surprised at how advanced we are
Right.
in terms of going digital and
Yes.
going social. The direction for the future of marketing industry probably lie in threefold. One is more interactive mediums or interactive media, which
Yes.
allow brands to connect and interact with their consumer in real time. So it's two-way conversation, not just one way anymore. The second is development of geographical and location-based marketing, which allows, with the development or revolution of smartphones, everyone now owns a smartphone. We own more smartphone than the number of household, the number of bike we have.
How many do you have?
I have two.
Two. Okay.
Yeah.
One Android, one Apple.
A tablet and
a tablet
and a smartphone.
Okay.
So the revolution of smartphones industry allow and the cost of the smartphone being brought down to lower to $100 allows you now be able to allow brands to be able to interact with the consumers at the location at the time that the customer needs the service, the product and services. And the third direction for the marketing industry would be on-demand content.
Right.
So people now are able to view and demand the content the moment and the time they wish, rather than relying on the publisher like before.
Right.
So those three things are shaping up the future direction of the marketing industry, and that is something that we are experiencing right now, and we haven't really come to the maturity point of this direction yet. So there's a lot of opportunities for people to develop solutions or technology that answer these questions.
Right. Excellent. You seem to have quite a clear insight into what's happening. So this may not be related to what you're doing, but how do you see location-based services fitting into that? Do you have any thoughts about location-based? You know, like I know there was a big sorry, I lost my train of thought too. In Singapore, that recently they did between the telecoms and the shopping malls, between people walking past and then getting notifications and things like that.
That's exactly it. Location-based marketing is allowing the brands to touch the consumer at the moment in the locations where they need the product and service the most. So we have seen a number of applications for this. So like you said, what you call there is probably Wi-Fi marketing, in which a person going to the shopping malls connected to the Wi-Fi network of the shopping malls, and from then on being on the grid of that shopping malls. So brands connected to that grid would know exactly where that person is at any given point in time, and if they are close to that store, they will pop up advertisement in their smartphone and promoting for the brand and production services. Burger King, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, cinema have done this already. That's one application. The other location-based you have seen is the exchange in which they connect the supplier and the consumer directly through a channel that notify the location of both the service supplier as well as the consumer.
Right. Okay.
Uber, Grab taxis. So you know at any given moment where you are, and the system will know where the taxi is, and they will connect the two closest people.
Uber one of your clients yet?
Oh no, not yet.
Not yet, because I made a negative social media comment not long about Uber, and someone else picked it up and must have told Uber, and I got a response from Uber very quickly. So it happened via the system itself. It was quite interesting.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So where do you see your brand, your company sort of evolving, besides doing exactly what you're doing now? Do you think you'll be providing other services as well?
Well, in the short term, I'll probably focus on social. I mean, there's many things to do with social.
Right.
Social media marketing, social media listening, crisis monitoring. I mean, there's the list of product development in our company is very long list. We still haven't been able to finish them all.
Right.
There's many applications of social, but I'll go along with what the money goes. So
Yes.
brands wants to do number one, advertising on social, or to turn the social media into a marketing channel one way or another. The second is to track the crisis, solving the product issues and problems. So those are the needs of the client that I will target first. But in the future, after I finish with social, I would like to expand my business further into measurement of marketing efforts in terms of return on investment and other aspects of management for digital marketing industry. All of this can be very fascinatingly done by technology, and there's so many ways we can do this.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's where I want to take my business.
So it sounds like you have lots of ideas and seeing lots of patterns and being able to follow them. I'm guessing that right now staying focused on what you're doing is probably important.
Yeah, I mean, rather go deep than going too wide at the moment.
Right.
Once
Sure.
I have unforced and build concrete my business operations, I will then be able to expand.
Excellent.
But the best thing now to do is to serve existing client really well.
How would you describe your company in terms of being innovative?
Actually, we are. If you were at a conference and you see the solution and you were there, you would know it sounds very fascinating what we do. Technology is the heart of our business. We are probably somewhat the most innovative in market research industry right now. Being able to tell the brands in real time what their consumer think about them, that's powerful. How it stay innovative? Usually there's two ways. One is we have to build and be at every single client meetings, because the client drive our innovations.
Right.
Most of our innovation currently is driven by Samsung.
Okay.
And you know Samsung have taken a lot of investment in this country. They put a
Yes.
$1 billion factory plants in Vietnam. They are giving a lot of people their jobs. They in fact are building the entire ecosystem for smartphone industry for Vietnam. And Samsung has always been one of our most important clients. They are the most difficult clients to work with, the most pressure and the most demanding client.
Yes.
But then in return, we have been able to grow tremendously in terms of innovation with their requests and requests for information.
Wow.
And secondly, internally, we adopt what Facebook does. We ask our developer teams, the people who are at the forefront of innovation, to spend 20% of their time brainstorming on new projects and new ideas.
Wow.
These 20% of the time, they don't have to worry about company business. They don't have to worry about day-to-day tasks. They just being on themselves, enjoying their own time, and then think about something creative and innovative to do. And that has helped us driving innovation at Buzzmetrics.
That's not a very traditional Vietnamese way of operating. How have you found people, your team respond? I mean, have they abused it, or you've actually found great value from it?
They love it. Facebook, actually, I didn't take this idea. I didn't think of this idea myself, but I adopted it from
Sure.
Google. Google gave their employee, their developer, 20% of
Yes.
the time, which is entire day on Monday or Friday, being off work, being on their own couch or their own coffee shops or in their own resort locations, and just simply wandering into their wonderful talks about how to develop new solutions. And this is how Google News came about. In Buzzmetrics, we came up with so many innovative features just by doing the same.
Right. And you haven't found anyone abusing that?
No. If they do, it's probably for the benefits of the company.
Okay. Wow, fascinating. It's anything else you'd like to share before we finish?
No, I just want to summarize what I have learned in the process of building technology and marketing companies. Never take no for an answer. If you fail, stand up, start up, and fail again, and stand up and start up. Keep doing again until you succeed. And finally, learn to build relationships in this country. I mean, everything is people. So you have to be able to connect, make friendships, and build personal relationship with the people that you do business with, or even you don't do business with, because you never know will come in handy. So that's be prepared.
Yes.
That I was talking about.
Wow, fantastic. Peter, it's been a pleasure talking with you. I'm Bruce Flanagan. This has been Buzz on Media and Marketing. Thank you for being with us. Thanks,
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.